Though less well remembered than Europe or the Pacific, North Africa was one of the great battlegrounds of the Second World War. From early in the war, British forces faced German and Italian troops in the region. In 1942, they were joined by the Americans. The sudden entrance of American forces during the 8th to the 11th of November 1942 created an awkward deployment, in which two pairs of opposing armies fought in North Africa, one in Tunisia, the other in Libya. In Tunisia, US soldiers found themselves faced with well-trained, battle-tested German units, skillfully using the most advanced weapons, and innovative combined arms tactics repeatedly, to frustrate Allied plans. The result was painful to army units involved, and a shock to the American public: 5 months of almost continuous setbacks, with commensurably high casualties. The campaign also saw troubling and somewhat unexpected problems arise between American and British ground commanders. The British had been a global military power for centuries, and had been fighting the Axis in North Africa since 1940. The Americans, products of a peacetime military only just joining the fight, struck them as brash and boastful, far beyond their limited experience. The Americans, bringing their superior resources and trained troops to the fight, found the British cold and patronizing. In March 1943, the Axis were on the run in North Africa. The 1st U.S. Division deployed in North Africa was the 34th Infantry Division, under the command of Major General Charles Walcott Ryder. 70 miles north of Menassi, Ryder's 34th Infantry Division fought to open the pass at Fondouk El Aouareb, for another Allied attempt to cut off Axis units retreating north. After repeated assaults over 3 days, the pass was still in Axis hands. Mutual distrust between the Allies, and a series of blunders, prevented an early seizure of the pass, and by the time British armor had pushed through late on the 9th of April, the Axis main body had escaped the trap and inflicted heavy casualties to the 34th Infantry. Worst of all for the Allies, the botched attacks touched off arguments in headquarters tents, which were contained only by the most pointed interventions of the Allied Supreme Command. After nearly 6 months of working together in the field, British headquarters officers and their Second Corps counterparts found a new area of dispute in their respective missions. American commanders were unhappy with the abrupt mission changes ordered by British commanders, and the latter became at least temporarily disillusioned with American tactical capabilities. After notable failures at Kasserine Pass and Fondouk, the Americans were given supporting roles to gain experience. Although American commanders chafed under this British-inspired practice, it allowed the divisions to recover from each setback, and all showed later improvement. On the 23rd of April 1943, under command of Major General Omar Bradley, the U.S. Second Corps advanced, as part of the of 18th Army Group in Tunisia. The 9th Infantry Division along the coast, and the 1st Infantry Division to the south, encountered strong enemy defenses that slowed progress, despite American artillery superiority. Progress came in yards, not miles, and some units like the 2D Battalion, 18th Infantry, in the 1st Division area had to retake the same hill 3 times. Extraordinary personal courage enabled the Americans to maintain the advance. In late April 1943, Hill 609 was the key to the German defensive line, facing the U.S. Second Corps. Hill 609 was deemed one of the most difficult objectives in Tunisia, not only protected by steep slopes and artillery, but also by fire from nearby high grounds, which gave the Germans a crossfire on the slopes leading up to it. The German commanders used the hill for artillery fire and observation. From the hill, the Germans could also prevent movement by both the 1st Infantry Division to the south, and the 9th Infantry Division to the north. General Ryder and the 34th were given the task of taking the hill. Bradley told Ryder, "Get me that hill, and no one will ever again doubt the toughness of your division." Under pressure to compensate for its poor performance of previous battles, the division mounted a determined assault the night of the 26th to the 27th of April, on a cluster of ridges topped by Hill 609. From the 27th to the 30th of April, the 34th Infantry Division assaulted the hill, once again taking heavy casualties as they sought to dislodge the Germans. Even after taking the hill, they faced another day of bloody fighting, as German counterattacks sought to retake the hill, before the 34th could establish defensive positions. The Americans suffered heavy casualties in the desperate fighting, but steadily gained ground, measured by inches and yards. Again, progress often came with demonstrations of personal courage. On the 28th, the 6th Armored Infantry Regiment was pinned down by German machine guns, when Private Nicholas Mignoux crawled through the enemy line, and using only a bayonet, cleared several machine gun positions before he was killed. For his heroism, Mignoux was also posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor. After heavy fighting and high casualties, the 34th Division managed to take the hill by April 30th, and the following day, repelled several German counterattacks. The Battle of Hill 609 proved a formative experience for the American forces, in their first clear-cut victory of the campaign, and has been called the American Army's coming of age. With victory in Tunisia, the Allies had expelled Axis forces from North Africa, and thereby taken a giant step toward victory in the Mediterranean theater of operations. The United States Army had contributed mightily toward that accomplishment. The Army gained thousands of seasoned officers, non-commissioned officers, and troops whose experience would prove decisive in subsequent campaigns. Please subscribe and support the channel, if you like the video. Many thanks for watching.